Good morning. Welcome to Operation Remote Resilience. My name is Sara. I am a certified level 2 Warriors Ease teacher. Today I'm going to guide you through a 30-minute gentle flow, waking up the body. We're really going to focus on that mind-body connection, focusing on that breath, really ending this week in a fabulous way. So we are going to begin by seating in a seating position. You can use a block. So I do have a few props I was going to talk you through this before we started, but I have blocks, I have a pillow, I have a blanket, all of which if you have available, you're welcome to use. So we're going to start in a seated position like I said, and you can sit on a block if you would like. Release a little bit of pressure in the hips, on those knees. So we're going to start in this nice seated position, sitting nice and upright. You can have your hands on your knees if you like. At any point, you can have your eyes closed or open, completely up to you. And I want you to take one hand and place it on your belly, and then one on your chest. And so we're going to begin our practice today by just taking a moment to notice our breath just as it is. So notice any movement in the belly, but without judgment. We're just taking a moment to notice how that feels in the body. Always remembering to smile. And again, you can have your eyes open, you can have them closed. Whatever feels comfortable for you. Find that safe place on your mat. So now we're going to work on 3-part breaths. We're really going to focus even more so. So we're going to take a deep inhale, really allow that belly to expand. You should feel that with the hand. And as it moves gently up the rib cage, all the way to that collarbone. And then as we exhale, feeling that rib cage release and coming all the way down to your belly button. So we're going to continue with this. We're going to take a deep inhale, really allowing that belly to expand, feeling it move up the rib cage, all the way up to that collarbone. And then as we exhale, feeling that release in the rib cage and allowing that belly button to come all the way down to your spine. I want you to continue at your own breath with this pattern. And if you still have that hand in the belly, feeling that movement, really feeling that belly expand. And then when we exhale, feeling that belly button coming all the way down the spine. I'm going to do a few more of these. Really focusing on that mind-body connection this morning, focusing on our breath. Our breath is our power. And again, your eyes can be open or closed. And let's take our final one, taking that deep inhale, really allowing that belly to expand. And then slowly exhale. Allowing the belly button to come all the way down to your spine. So we're going to inhale those arms up to the sky. If it's comfortable on the neck, you can look up. And then we're going to exhale down, just like a waking up in the morning. Nice big stretch. Inhale up. You can look up if that's comfortable on your neck. Or look straight ahead. And then exhale, pushing those palms towards the ground. So this time we're going to slightly rotate. So we're going to inhale up and then exhale, gently rotate to the right, placing that left hand on that left knee. Right hand gently, maybe fingertips to the floor, especially if you're on a block. And then we'll inhale them up and come over to the other side, gently looking over to that left side this time. Inhaling up, we'll do one more round of these. Exhale over to the right. Inhale up again. And then exhale. Inhale all the way up again. You can look up if that's comfortable on the neck. And then exhale those hands down to the mat. So we're going to gently come off the block if you're on the block. And we're going to come into a tabletop position. I'm just going to move these props out of the way for a moment. So we're going to come into a tabletop position. Your hands want to be nice and spread. Get that nice firm grip on the mat. You can have your feet flexed, or you can have them nicely flat on the mat. And we're going to do some cat-cows. So we're going to take a deep inhale. Really expand the belly. As we do that, we're going to look up. And then exhale, chin to chest, arch in the back like a cat. So we'll do that again. I'm going to take a deep inhale. And then exhale, chin to chest. And you can do this at your own breath. We all breathe slightly differently. So we're going to take that deep inhale one more time. And then exhale, chin to chest. And then we're going to come into that neutral spine. So make sure those wrists are right below those shoulders. And so we're going to take this right foot back. And we're going to ground those toes into the mat. And we're going to gently push back. Get a nice stretch on those calves. You can stay here, or you can gently rock back and forth. If this is uncomfortable on your knees, please feel free to place a blanket under those knees. So we're just going to gently move back and forth. Waking up all those muscles and come back to that neutral position. So from here, we're going to take that leg and bring it over to that left side. You're crossing it over, and then you're going to gently look towards that foot. Get a nice little twist. Use that breath, feel that movement in the belly, that rise and fall. And then we'll gently bring it back up and bring it down. So we're going to come into a child's pose. So we're going to bring those hips back towards those heels. Have those arms out in front if that is comfortable. You can also relax those arms naturally. You can also place a blanket between your legs and those heels. And just take a moment here. A nice gentle flow this morning. Really focus on that belly as it moves up and down. And then we'll gently come back to tabletop. So we're in that tabletop one more time. We're going to bring that old right leg up again. Now you can stay right here. I want that foot nice and flexed. Straight line if possible. You can stay here, or you can come into full bird dog. bringing that left arm up. So looking up and off your mat, finding that focal point. Does take a little bit of balance, so if you want to bring that hand down, just have that leg up, that's okay too. And then we'll gently come back to the knee. So we're going to do that this side. I'm just going to turn around so that you can see me. So the other leg is going to come up this time. So we're going to have that left leg up. Foot is nice and flexed. And gently press it down, grounding those toes into the mat. And we're going to gently push back. Still a nice firm grip on those palms, fingers are spread. See a nice stretch there. And then we're going to gently rock forward and back. Forward and back. Using that breath. One more. Hold. And then we're going to lift it up and bring it over to that right side. And then as you, in this position, you can gently, if it's comfortable on the neck, gently gaze over to that foot. Nice little twist here. Using our breath. And then we'll gently bring that foot back to tabletop. And come into another child's pose. Really stretch those arms in front if that feels comfortable. Bring that forehead down to the mat. Again, you can use that blanket. Cushion between the glute and those heels. You even have a gentle bend in those arms. Go what you need to go in this pose. Feeling that movement in the belly. Really acknowledging that connection. But without judgment. And we'll gently come back to tabletop. So we're going to raise that left leg. We're going to come into our bird dog, but remember you can stay right here. Keep that foot nice and flexed. And then if you would like to go further, it does require a little bounce. Looking up and off your mat, that will really help. And really grounding down that left hand will also help. Hold it for another breath. And then gently bring that hand down, followed by that leg. So we're going to flex those feet, really ground those toes into the mat. We're going to come into our first downward facing dog. So I want you to really ground those hands into the mat, fingers are nicely spread. And then we'll gently raise those hips up into the sky. So I really want you to press those palms into the mat. If this does aggravate those shoulders in any way, you can have a slight bend in those knees. That will help. But really try and maintain a nice flat back if all possible. You can also bend those knees one at a time. Into our little happy dog this Friday. Gently moving one at a time. Just waking up all those muscles this morning. And then gently bring those heels towards the mat. So we're going to gently bring those hands all the way to the toes. If you can, don't worry if you can't touch. We're going to grab those elbows to form a box. And then we're just going to dangle here for a moment. You can be still. You can sway from side to side. Completely up to you. Just in this ragdoll position. Stay here for a couple of breaths. Really focusing on that mind-body connection. Feel a beautiful stretch all the way back down those legs. This is particularly great if you've got tight IT band. Gently release those hands. We're going to come into half flat back. So place those hands below the knees. Looking forward, crown of the head, looking forward. And then gently release. So we're going to bend those knees slightly. Inhale those arms up. Bring them all the way up to the sky. And then exhale, hands to heart center. Let's step here so you can fully see me. So hands at heart center. And we're going to step that left foot forward. Almost like a little lunge. So that left foot is forward, nice bend in that knee. And then you're going to turn that back foot so the toe is facing towards the computer, television, whatever you're using right now. If you are tall, try and go a little bit wide if possible. And you want to get a nice bend in those knees. We're going to focus on the bottom half first, so don't worry about the arms. And I want you just to really feel comfortable in this position first. So bending that knee forward, straighten it, come back. Bending a little, come back. There we go. So once you get comfortable in that position, so those heels, a nice little straight line, almost like a tightrope, and then the arms can come up. If it gets uncomfortable any part of the arms, you can bring them back to the hips. Arms are nice and straight, really squeezing those shoulder blades. Now you can look over that middle finger, but if that's uncomfortable in the neck, you can just look straight ahead. So we're going to get a little more comfortable in this position again. We're going to inhale those arms up and straighten that leg. And then exhale down. So we're going to inhale up and exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. One more. Inhale. You can go at your own pace. Do not have to go at mine. And come down. So we're going to turn that front palm and then gently pivot back towards that right leg into our reclined warrior. Now you can, if it's uncomfortable on the neck, you can gently look up. And then we'll come back to warrior two. So we're going to gently pivot those feet forward and come in to us 5-point stir. I'm just going to shift a little bit further back so you can fully see me. You're losing my head a little. And we're in a nice 5-pointed star. So this time we're going to turn that right foot over. So we're going to come to warrior two on this side. So again, you can start with your hands on your hips if you like. If you're familiar with this pose, you can go straight into it with those nice arms. I'm going to just gently bend that knee forward and back, forward and back. There we go. Got this. And come back. So now you can hold those arms up if it's comfortable for you. Remember, you can look over that middle finger. You can look right in front. Choose where you want to be. If you are tall, you can go maybe a little wider. So we're going to inhale those arms up, straighten that front leg, and come into that beautiful warrior two. So inhale those arms up, and down. Got this. Inhale them up, and exhale down. Couple more. Inhale up, you can look up to the sky if you like, and exhale down. One more. Inhale up. Exhale down. So we're going to turn that front palm, gently pivoting back towards that left leg. Left hand comes on that leg, and you can look up if that's comfortable. Always listening to your body. And then gently coming back to warrior two. So we're going to pivot this back leg and windmill the hands down to the mat. So we're momentarily in a nice full runner's lunge. I'm going to gently come back. Now this is a full plank. You can come down to your knees. As we go into Chaturanga, you can do a modified Chaturanga. I'm going to display that. So for anyone else, you can be on your toes, or you can be on your knees. And we're going to gently roll forward. And then come all the way down. Those elbows should be at a 90-degree angle, close to the body. And then into up dog. Nice little gentle stretch on the back. And then come all the way down to the mat. So we're going to bring our hands out in front. And we're going to come into a Sphinx Pose. So, Sphinx Pose is a nice relief from that lower back. Also, the neck stabilizes the shoulders. Now, it can feel a little uncomfortable at first, but you can also use a block to gently rest that head. So you got those arms on the mat. You can naturally just let the head dangle, or you can gently rest the forehead to the block. If this becomes uncomfortable at any point, feel free to go into a child's pose. We're just going to hold this for a moment. Using that breath, really focusing on that breath. Really allow the stomach muscles to relax in this pose. This is a great one to allow the stomach muscles to relax. Take one more deep breath. Nice deep inhale. And then exhale. If you have that block there, remove that block. And then we're going to gently bring the hands so we're on top of each other. So you can rest your head there if you like. We're going to gently bring those legs up. And we're just going to sway them from side to side. Get a nice release on that lower back. And you can have your forehead gently on top. You can bring one ear. Just gently bring them side to side. And then gently bring those down. We're going to come on to our backs. So gently come on to our backs this time. And we have our feet flat on the mat. So before we go into our spinal twist, we're going to do a nice little gentle bridge. So again, this is where the block comes in really handy. And we're going to lift those hips. Now when we do that, I want you to really focus on the heels. A lot of people think in bridge, we have to really squeeze those butt cheeks as tight as we can. But really, as long as you're really pushing through those heels, automatically igniting those glutes. So we're going to bring those hips up. And if you want the modified version, you can gently bring that block underneath and place it on the sacrum. There we go. And find a comfortable place for you. So it should be just above those butt cheeks right here on that little bony part. There we go. And so you can have it right here. Or if you don't want to use the block, bring those hips a little bit higher. This is great for opening up that diaphragm. Those lungs nice and healthy. Another option would be to bring those hands underneath and gently roll up onto those shoulders. Keeping those hips nice and high. But again, you can use that block. I actually love this variation with the block. It really feels beautiful. It's an awesome option. And then if you're up high without the block, I want you to gently calm down. So we're going to release that left leg down. I'm going to bring that right knee in to the chest. So interlacing those fingers, if you can, keep those shoulders on the mat. I want you to gently bring that knee towards the chest. Nice stretch here. Gently releasing that slightly. We're going to place our left hand on that right knee. Right arm is going to come out. It's a T. And I'm going to gently allow the leg to fall over to the left as we gaze over to the right. It's a beautiful stretch. Spinal twist is one of my favorite. And again, really using that breath. And then we'll gently bring it to center. So we're going to release that leg down and bring the left one up. So again, trying to interlace those hands, but wherever you can, try not to place them on the knee, if at all possible. We're bringing that knee closer to the chest, tailbone to the mat, that right calf to the mat if at all possible. It can help to flex that foot. You notice my right foot is flexed. That helps my calf come down to the mat. And again, you're using that breath. You have your eyes open, your eyes closed. Whatever's comfortable for you. And then we'll gently release. I'm going to place that right hand this time. Left arm comes out as a T. Almost touching the wall, but it's okay. And then we're going to bring it over to that right side. And you can gently look over to the left. I'm only going to do that for a moment because I don't want to take my attention away from you guys. But you can gently look over to that left and that beautiful spinal twist and just allowing your body to go where it needs to go. You can even use this block to gently rest that leg. Gently rest that leg on there. So that is an option using that hand also. And then we'll gently bring that knee back and release it to the mat. Maybe shake it out a little. So we are going to come into our resting pose. I know it went very, very quickly. So we're going to come into our resting pose. But now allow us to truly rest on our mat. Now, it may not be comfortable to have those legs flat. You may want to bring your knees up, especially if your lower back is a little cranky. This is great. Or you could even come into a butterfly, bring those feet together and allowing those legs to bow out. That may be a little tight on the hips, so choose where is comfortable for you. I'm going to talk you through a little bit of tense and release. So as you lay on the mat, in order for us to truly benefit from our relaxation, I want you to start by squeezing the toes, the legs, the entire lower part of the body. Squeeze it as tight as you possibly can. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. And then gently exhale. So now I want you to make a fist with those hands, and I want you to squeeze that upper body as tight as you possibly can. Squeeze it really, 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 really tight. And then gently release. Allow each part of that upper body to gently relax into the mat. So now we're going to squeeze the face. I know this may feel a little weird, and don't do it if it's uncomfortable, but really squeeze those facial muscles. Squeeze them as tight as you possibly can. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. And then gently release. Now I just want you to imagine each part of your body gently melting down into your mat. From the tips of your toes all the way up into the glutes. Working your way up to those shoulders, your neck, even your head. Each part is gently melting down into your mat. You keep your eyes open if that's more comfortable. I just really want you to imagine your body just becoming maybe a touch lighter as it melts all the way down into your mat. Lay here for a few breaths. Perhaps noticing the movement in the belly. Not at all. You can daydream if you like. If your thoughts do go elsewhere, focus on that spot just below your belly button. So really focusing still on that breath. Our minds become so busy. And this is your moment in the day for you. A few more breaths here. I want you to start to bring awareness to the body. Perhaps wiggle those fingers, wiggle those toes. Finding that regular breath that we started our practice with this morning. And with no judgment. Just noticing how the breath is, that movement in the belly perhaps. Maybe it's not in the belly, and that's okay. So from that position, you're all laying down. I want you to gently bring those knees into the chest. Gently work over to the left or right side into a fetal position. And then using those hands for support, gently come back up and join me on the mat. So we're back into our seated position again. Remember, you can use the block blanket. The block is a little more sturdier, but it's completely up to you what is comfortable. This does relieve a little tension on those hips. And so we're going to inhale those arms up. And then exhale them down. We're going to stir Friday in a fabulous way. So inhale them up again. And then exhale down. We're going to do one gentle twist to end. So we're going to inhale up, twist over to the right, so that left hand on that left knee. Inhale all the way up. And then come over to the other side. Nice gentle twist end of practice. Inhale all the way up. And then exhale. Hands to heart center. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. I hope you have a fabulous day. I do apologize for the start. A little rocky, but hopefully you are geared up for your Friday. Thank you on behalf of Operation Resilience. Please feel free. There's a link at the bottom. If you do feel so, to donate and help teachers like myself provide these resources for those that serve. Thank you so much. I will be here again next Friday. I will Be punctual, I promise. Have a wonderful day.